Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, in this video, we got a straight banger for you, all right? Today, we're going to be talking about price action and how to read price action, okay? Now, before I get started on this video, be sure to like this video, and I got something special for you guys, all right? I get a lot of emails at this point, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to start helping you guys. So I have, you could do 30-minute or hour-long calls, right? So I got like something called a back testing session. If you want to back test your trades or you want to hop on a Zoom call for 30 minutes and go through the charts to see what you're doing wrong, all you got to do is click the link in the description and then book that. And then we can set up a call. It'll be on Zoom. It'll be recorded. And then we could go through your trades and we could figure out what's going on, where you at, okay? So if you want to book a call, click the link in the description and let's get it. All right. So we're going to be talking about how to read price action. Now with price action is basically being able to understand what the charts are telling you. Now you have candlesticks, right? And candlesticks are one piece of price action, but there's more to it than just candlesticks. Okay. So have you ever like traded and then you're reading the candlesticks, but the stock ain't going nowhere? Right? That's being able to read price action, because when you can read price action, you can start to be able to recognize the trends and stuff like that. So what I want to do is I want to go just look at the charts and help you guys. Now there's something called chop. A lot of people use this term chop, and it's also the same thing as consolidation. Now, this is a part of price action. When a stock is chopping around or it is consolidating, that is not the time where you want to trade it. You want to look for a clear direction of where a stock is going. And when you could see a clear direction of where a stock is going, that's when you want to be able to kind of take that trade. And sometimes you're going to have to take a trade before the trend is fully there. Maybe you could go in a little bit lighter. Reason being is because if you get in your trade too late, then the stock could reverse on you and you could have got in at the end of that actual trend. All right. So make sure you enter in your trades before the trade is fully obvious. And this is where being able to read price action comes into play. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to go into the charts. I'm going to share the charts, and then I'm going to show you guys some price action things that you can take and use in your trading. Okay. So what we got right here is what do we have right here? This is Google, but let's go to SPY. Okay, so let's look at the SPY. So it's currently we're at 3.5 hours into the market, right? So this is the 15-minute time frame right here. So look, SPY has literally been in this range, right, between 598 and 600. So SPY is trying to figure out which direction does it want to go to, right? But around this area right here, this first 3.5 hours, you do not want to take a trade, because this is where you get your money taken, because there's no clear direction. It goes up and then it goes down, it goes up and then it stalls out right here. This is not where you want to take a trade, okay? So when we're talking about reading price action, you want to start to understand that. Now I'm using a couple of indicators. I'm gonna turn this one off, but mainly I'm using the 9 EMA, 21 EMA, the VWAP, and the 50 EMA, and the 200 EMA, right? Those are what I like to use. Now, when you're looking at price action, I want you to zoom in on these right here, these skinny lines. These are called wicks. So whether you see them from the bottom or the top, I want you to look at that as pressure, right? So if you get a lot of wicks coming from the bottom going to the top, that is buying pressure, okay? If you have wicks coming from the top to the bottom, that is selling pressure. So when we're talking about price action, just because a stock came up does not mean that it's going to keep going up. So if you see one of these long wicks right here, that probably means that the stock is going to be going down, right, at some point in time. And the same thing, look what it did. The buyers pushed it up. So sellers pushed it down, buyers pushed it up. And that's why the SPY was going up and down. Now we see a breakout. Finally, at almost 4 hours into the day, the SPY finally breaks out, and it breaks above 601, right? So now if SPY holds this level right here, then it can go to the upside, right? It could go to the upside higher, right? So it may go up higher tomorrow, or it may reject right here. We don't know. We have to see. But that's called reading price action. So it's something called a range. So the range right now for today was 598 to 599.99. So the SPY was only moving a couple dollars up and down. So you don't really want to take those trades right there because there's nothing going on. All right, let's look at Google. All right, same thing with Google. It was just in this candle does not count because that's pre-market. So it had 3 candles right here where it went up. But me personally, I don't like trading the first like 15 minutes of the market because I want to see where the clear direction is. So if we take that candle away, we got these two. Now this green line and this red line is the orb, right? So if the stock doesn't break above here, then I don't look at it as it's going up. It's going to come back down, but you don't know where it's going to come down to. So as long as the stock is going up and down in a tight confined range, I'm not going to be trading it, right? So we got 174.38 and we got 175.85. That's $1 and like 30-cent range right there, okay? When you see things like this, right? Stock came down and then it just goes up and down. This is not where you really want to take trades at when we're talking about being able to read price action, right? And then also we have something called volume. Volume today was very low, right? This was trading 14 million, have volume of 14 million, 14.9, but its average is 55, right? That's a lot lower than what it usually is, okay? And that's why we have a lot of choppiness going on, right? Let's look at the SPY. The volume has picked up, but it's trading at half of what its average volume is, okay? Half of what its average volume is. So when you have stocks and they're going real slow like this, made a move to the downside, and then it's kind of just like going up and down. No real crazy moves, and then the stock is all near all these EMAs right here. So it's the VWAP and then all these EMAs right here. When it's the closer a stock is to these EMAs, the more indecisive it's going to be, right? Because the stock is trying to test off of these levels right here, which are the EMAs. So when you see a stock in a clear trend, you're going to know it, right? Let's go look at AMD. Look at AMD. This is a trend right here, right? But this happened in the first, 45 minutes of the market, 15, 30, 45 in an hour. Okay, so for the first hour, AMD was trending up, but it was within a range. So you might want to go look at the 5-minute and go see. So the 5-minute, boom, it popped up, came down, and then it trended up, right? So you could have got caught in these two right here, but then you start to see it bounce off the 9 EMA and then it started to come up, right? And then it reversed right there. Okay, so you want to really be mindful and you want to be able to find your trends. So AMD was trending up and then it had a reversal candle, then it came to the downside, right? Palantir started off slow and then it kind of was fighting through all these EMAs and now it's trending up right here. So it's above this first 15-minute candle range right there. So taking a call right here and then riding it up $3-4, that's a good trade right there, right? Because it's trending up. But when you're looking at the market and you're looking at taking a trade, when it's inside of these little ranges right here and it's going up, down, you don't really want to take those trades. Okay, look at Amazon. Okay, it came up, it tried to go up, right? Because when we're reading price action, this candle right here lets me know that the stock wants to go up. Look at all this buying pressure right here. All this buying pressure right here pushed the stock up, but it stopped it right there and it's been testing that level all day, right? And then look what happened. It came up, came down, came up, came down. Then it hovered around here, didn't come too much lower. Then it finally broke above this level right here, and look what happened. It went up about $2, right? About $2 now. So that is when we're saying like reading price action, you want to be able to understand what's really going on, not just saying, okay, this is a green candlestick, but you want to start to understand what's going on. Look at this right here. This is on an uptrend, but there's not a lot of big tall wicks at the top of these bodies of these candles right here, right? This one, buyers are in full control of this session right here, right? Buyers are in full control. Stock tried to come down, it got pushed up, and now buyers are in control of this one. Buyers are in control of this one, right? Indecision candle right here, and then another one right here, but buyers kind of got a little bit stronger, and then look what happened. Boom. Buyers stepped in fully and pushed that thing up, what, a whole dollar, okay, in one 15-minute candle. So you want to be able to start to understand what these candles are telling you, but you want to mix it with like being able to see, okay, what just happened? Where did we come from? When you have a stock going up and it's in an uptrend and you have a red candle, that's called a pullback. So a candle like this red candle right here, that is called a pullback, okay, when you're in an uptrend. Right, when you are in an uptrend. When you're not in an uptrend, this candle could mean that it's coming down and it's a reversal. Or if you're not in an uptrend, it could just mean indecision and you're going to chop around and consolidate, right? But I want you guys to understand that stocks are going to go up and they're going to go down, but being able to read these price action is going to let you know, right? You want to be able to know, okay, when is a stock going to come down? When is a stock going to go up, right? Let's look at this one, ARM. We were in this trade today. It came up, right? It was in an uptrend. This candle right here lets me know that we're going to be coming down after this uptrend right here. Yes, we came up a little bit more, but then look what happened. We did end up coming down lower. Now, I do think that this stock is going to come down even lower, but it may take some time. So sometimes you're going to have stocks that the charts say it's coming down, but it'll go up a little bit higher, and then what will end up happening is it'll start to reject off of there. So you want to be able to read the price action and know your levels, your support, and your resistance, and then you'll be able to make solid, informed decisions from there. Okay? So yeah, all these stocks, they all are going to do the same thing, but it's always about understanding what is going on and understanding where it's going to go. We look at gold right here. It broke above these EMAs right here, right? It came down, bounced, came up, came down, and bounced off of a higher level, right? Which is the EMAs, the 50 EMA, and also the top of the orb. It bounced, and now it's above this 50 EMA, and look what happened. It came up. Buyers are fully in control. Had a little pullback right there, and then it went to the upside. Now it's at this 200 EMA right here. If it closes above here, then we could see gold come up maybe to around right here with 309, right? But not being able to read the price action, you're going to be very confused on these charts right here. Okay, so you don't want to trade when stocks are going like this. You want to be very patient, and then when you see it break out and it's been trying to break above a level and it finally does break out, the stock can really go parabolic and it could go to the upside. Okay. So that's what I would say about price action. Make sure you're not trading and getting caught up in a consolidation, because also the consolidation is what kills your contracts, right? Your consolidation will kill your contracts. If the stock is just going like this and you're in the trade for an hour, hour and a half, your stock is going to start decaying, right? That theta is going to start kicking in. And if you have a low delta because you may have got a stock out the money, then it really will start decaying. And then you can start saying, okay, I am going to, you may say, I was up $100 and now at the same place, I'm only up $50. That's because your contract is decaying, right? So if you get caught up in that chop and in that consolidation, it can really mess up your gains. So you want to have good timing, but you also want to be able to read price action to know when it's time to get in and when it's time to get out, all right? Or when it's time to wait to get in at a later time, okay? So I hope that made sense. I hope that you understand more how to read price action. Those are just some things that have helped me, and I know that can help you as well. There's obviously a ton more, but I like to make these videos bite-sized so that way they make sense over time. All right, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to schedule a call if you want to schedule a back testing call or a 30 or an hour long call. And like I always say, make sure that you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right, and also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right, I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.